Welcome back to Skyline Spew. I'm your host, James Santor. I'm here with my roommate and co-host, Kevin McGowan. Kev, how we doing?
How we doing?
It's April 11th, guys, and what we're going to do today is something a little bit different. We're going to go back to a On This Day in History type of segment. So, let's see what happened today.
Yeah, just a fun little thing. I like to keep up with my history.
We are history guys. We really are.
Yeah, we are. We are, like, at our core. We are.
That we actually have just spewed off air about history before and gotten into some pretty, riveting conversations, if you ask me.
It's a lot of interesting stuff.
And we're actually being serious about this, too. This has been a crazy year, as we've said many times on the show, but there's a lot of parallels to other times in history, so it's kind of been nice to, go back and see there's a lot of positives and good things coming ahead of us because of how bad everything's been. So we've been staying positive, talking some history, and ready to spew about it now.
All right, so here we go. Actually, I think it automatically pulled up April 12th, so we'll say tomorrow, like Monday.
Yeah, okay.
In 1204, the first thing,
okay,
the Fourth Crusade sacks Constantinople. So,
wow.
Do with that as you please.
I mean, Constantinople.
Did I not say it right?
No, I'm trying to think. I was not sure.
Constantinople, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. I haven't heard that for so long, but that brings back memories of elementary school, middle school.
So let me skip way ahead, and we're gonna go to 1811.
Wow.
On this day in history, in 1811, the first colonists arrive at Cape Disappointment.
Boy, did they know it was coming for them.
Why did it have that name?
I mean, literally, and why was a colonist looking to arrive there?
Why would they go knowing that's the name?
Yeah, literally, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It must not be like that. It must be.
Where is Camp Disappointment?
Washington.
Okay.
It's Cape, not Camp. Camp Disappointment would be awful.
Yeah, wow, I literally thought you said camp. I was like, I thought it was like a place where. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
Hey, all good. We're all learning here. That's what we do this for.
It's true.
All right, and we're gonna skip ahead.
I'd also love to find out more about Cape Disappointment at some point. So.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna look up some facts about Cape.
Okay.
Cape Dissa.
Cape Dissa. I mean, I think we may have to make a trip there too at some point.
I mean, did they literally pull up and they were like, "Wow, this is not what we expected"?
They were like, "We expected some beautiful mountainsides or something like that, and it's probably just a flat, ugly ground, or it could be beautiful. Who knows?"
Yeah, who knows? Let's skip ahead to 1877. The first catcher's mask is used in a baseball game.
In 1877.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a foul ball off the freaking face?
Dude, I've gotten hit in my mouth before, and it is not fun.
Yeah,
Fazo
did it?
No, he just hates that I had an injury because I was always talking about my mouth, and he used to chirp me for it. All right, well, I mean, those are pretty much the only. Here's another one.
I think we're understating the catcher's mask. That's a pretty big deal.
No, yeah, it actually is. Here's another cool one. Emmett Ashford becomes the first African-American Major League umpire. Wow, nice.
Okay, that's awesome. What year was that?
1966, K. That's kind of a little late for me.
I mean, definitely a little bit late.
So, yeah, that was basic history 101. We're going to look more into Cape Disappointment.
Yeah. And, is that April 11th or April 12th?
That was the 12th. It's Monday.
Okay, so it's Monday. Everybody knows that. Yeah, good stuff.
Just, start your week off a little fired up on Cape Disappointment.
I mean, it's literally just, I gotta know more.
Yeah, I think I opened up a can of worms. I'm gonna have to look up Cape Disappointment.
Honestly though, it could just be the best marketing ploy ever because it's called that, I really want to go there. So maybe I'm the idiot.
I mean, I don't think you're an idiot. I think Cape Disappointment looks like it could be explored by many people.
It's nice.
It looks kind of nice. Actually, wow. I don't really know. I'm not one to judge. All right, ready?
You're judging it in a nice way.
Its naming is credited to English captain John Meares, who approached the Cape in 1788, but could not locate the river's entrance. Meares, therefore, named the headland Cape Disappointment. All right, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I'm not gonna lie. John Muir is kind of not real for that.
Yeah, I kind of want to. Whoa. This is even. Okay, here's another one. Actually, the Cape got its name because the man who founded the land and the Cape figured out that the land was pounded with many storms and found the site of a disappointment. And he decided to name the Cape Cape Disappointment. And I know this because it's a very haunted location, and I've looked up the history and looked up how it got its name. And also, I love ghosts and haunted locations so much that I want to live in a haunted... Okay, well, this person's like a little nuts.
Would you ever go ghost hunting?
No.
You like if I were to say, yo, Kev, like my buddy wants to go ghost hunting and we have the equipment for free, you're gonna say no?
Yeah, no, I would not do that.
Why?
Because I believe in ghosts, and I believe...
But like, what are they gonna do to you?
Haunt me for the rest of my life.
All right, hypothetical. All right, so again, that same situation. Me and Chad are rolling up to the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Okay.
We've been giving ghost gears. For whatever reason, somebody decided to be generous enough to donate that. We're going to go through... the
ghost gear?
Like, I'm talking like everything you see in Ghostbusters.
Like Under Armour?
I mean, hopefully I'd be fitted up, but like I'm talking like the radar detectors and all that stuff. But like we're going to get this free opportunity to go in there with all that and go into the penitentiary to see if there's ghosts in there.
I know there would be.
But like you wouldn't just take that chance and say, wow, this is sick, let's go do it.
No, I really would. I'm like cool on that. I'm not.
You don't want to find out?
I'm not like a haunted or like. I don't enjoy being scared.
Really? So you're not a scary movie guy?
No, not a scary movie guy. I'm way more like put on a comedy movie.
I'm definitely the same way. Because I think, all right, so I'm going to transition actually.
Okay.
So I'm more scared of reality sometimes at this point. Like a monkey playing a video game with his mind. His or her mind, I'm not quite sure. But, I mean, that scares me more than any scary movie does at this point because it's reality.
Yeah, because that's real. Yeah. For the people that don't know, we're talking about Neuralink with Elon Musk. And like
good old friend Elon.
Where they put a chip. They put these neurons in your brain, and you can basically do whatever you think, like whatever you think about, you can do it. And my boy Bozak, shout out Bozak, he sent it to me, and he thinks it's like so cool, and I think it's terrifying.
It's literally like every, again, not scary movie, but like sci-fi movie where robots and like software takes over the world. Because if an animal can have, I guess it's a mammal, whatever, same thing, but like it can have mind control in the sense of like your mind dictates what actually happens in front of you. That's scary as hell. Because think about how powerful computers are. Computers are just basically, it's taking everything in your mind, you're putting it into the computer, and the computer's generating that output for you. The Neuralink literally, it generates the output right in front of you without the need for a computer.
Wait, but it's so weird though. It's literally so weird to me because like he was moving. The video is of this monkey like playing a game on the computer where he's just like moving his eyes, and it's like Pong, I think it's called,
Yeah.
where it goes back and forth.
OG game.
Yeah. Shout out Pong. But this monkey, like, they took away the lever, and the monkey thought it was like using the lever, but it was really using its mind. And like it goes on. They go on to say like people that are paralyzed will be able to think about using their limbs, and their limbs will then work.
Which is amazing. I mean, I think that type of stuff is amazing for that, because there's eventually it's going to get to a point where people that have those types of disabilities will have such a better life.
Yeah.
But the problem is people with every type of technology, and this is the scariest thing with technology, there's a huge contingent of people that are going to use it for the wrong way and manipulate it. So if you think about, like, I think we talked about this before, of like the amount of people in the world that are good, if you're going to give a percentage, it's like probably not that high. And then if you
really think that
are genuinely good people,
that like hurts to hear.
it sucks, but it's like a reality that I think a lot of people don't realize.
No, I think that's I'm going to go ahead and dispute what you're saying. And
like, what if you had to give a split? What would you say it would be of good people, people that would go out of their way to help you ahead of themselves?
I mean, it's really different because, like, there's no. I don't really know if this is a controversial thing or not, but like, there's no such thing as a selfless act.
So there's always because there's another effect as a result of that act.
Like, I don't mean to sound cynical, but I think this is like, for a lot of the people, they'll do something for someone else and then they'll enjoy the feeling afterwards.
Yeah.
So much so that they continue to help people. But I mean, it couldn't be in their head. Like, it couldn't be they're only doing it because they feel good about themselves. Like, they're convincing themselves that they love helping other people. But
yeah. Well, I think that's a really good point. And I think to that point, I think there's a huge issue with people that are either very, very, I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but like philanthropic.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of things like philanthropic, or if they're really successful or even really religious, they kind of use that as a reason to be a bad, like as an excuse to be a bad person. Like, that's their, I don't know why I can't think of the right way to say this, but like, that's their excuse, is like, they're clearly being a bad person, but then people may like think maybe they're not a bad person because they've donated a lot of money to something or done something.
Yeah,
I presented that horribly, but
yeah, you did. But now I know what you're saying.
It's like a guise. It's like charitable acts for some people are a guise to them being bad people, but they have the money and resources to be able to cover it up almost.
Yeah, I really agree with that, but I also don't think, like, if I were to put a realistic split on it, because I have faith in humanity, I would say it's like 80-20. But you hear about the 20 because they're so bad, and like, everything's sensationalized now and stuff. So like, we see the bad people way more than we see the good people. So I think that could be part of people's thinking, that there's more bad in the world than good.
So the reason I think about it is like, I have a fascination with like studying the people around me.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of my life, like, I was really quiet, like introverted completely, and I just spent a lot of time like trying to learn just how people that I actually liked acted and what I wanted to like form myself to be like. And along the way, I met so many people that I thought were really good people, but the more I got to know them, the more I started to look, I saw tendencies that made me realize that they're really, and not that they're bad people, but I knew that the way that I would stick my neck out for them, they would not do the same for me.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And not that makes them bad people, but it's like, I think this is like an interesting poll idea too. If you're to ask somebody right now, like, you're my best friends, like, if obviously, you know, I'd like do anything for you.
Yeah.
But if I were to ask somebody on the street I met right now, if like, hey, if a car was coming and hit me, would you stop everything and come and help me before doing anything else? And so I don't think a lot of people, if they were honest, would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that's crazy because you could do like social experiments and like say I was walking down the street. This is just like an example, like crazy example. But say we set up like a social experiment where you were videotaping me from afar and I had like a mic on me and stuff, and I was walking down the street with like a piece of toilet paper on my shoe or something like that.
Yeah.
And how many people would just walk past me? They'd look and see it, but they wouldn't say anything. And it's like really interesting. And it's not fair, but it is because you're presented in the moment.
And I think like with that type of stuff too, sometimes it's like, if I do say something, are they gonna think I'm weird? Like, there's a lot of thoughts that go into that, because I am somebody that started to just do that. Like, even on social media, like, I've seen people post links or do something, and I'm like, now that I do this myself and realize how annoying it is, like, if somebody doesn't tell you that something's screwed up, I'm gonna be like, if they think it's weird, I'd rather them think I'm weird, but I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'll tell you.
No, and that's a good trait. Like, I mean, you're just not gonna leave people hanging.
Yeah. But my main, like, the main question is, I guess back to the technology thing though, there's a lot of bad people or people who don't have the best intentions, especially when given resources that they may have not had before. And then if you take that down to another level deeper, that same percentage of people given technology like a Neuralink, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really going to manipulate that type of technology. Like, that's like anything getting in the wrong hands is bad. And the wrong hands may not be the wrong hands at first, but it can then turn into it when power is given to somebody that shouldn't deserve it.
Yeah, damn. That's deep. This is reminding me of a book I once read, Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby is a great book.
So it's like, is it considered the American dream if you reach your success? And everyone has a different definition of success, but like, is it considered the American dream, or is it like, can you frown upon someone who's started with nothing and now they have everything they could ever ask for, but they did it, they got there in an illegal way or a slimy way?
I think in general, the American dream is something that's different for every single person, though. Like, I think it's like, I understand the principle of like the general American dream.
Damn, the boys are getting deep on a Sunday.
Yeah, man, we're getting
They're
deep.
spewing.
I had a game get canceled today after I was already at the field. I had 10 hours of coaching yesterday. I've had a lot to vent about now. So
putting in your hours, respect, giving back the game.
But yeah, no, like the American dream, like again, it's one of those things. I understand why. Again, it's a thing that people say about coming to America. Like, you have the chance to do anything here, and that's true. But you don't want to do the same thing that I do, probably.
Yeah.
And every single person has that American dream, and you have to try to get there your own way. But like, it's not the same for everybody. So I think, like, I know we've talked about it before, about this same type of concept. Like, to us, successful is being comfortable and being able to enjoy life and be able to do things we want to do. Like, to me, like, I'd rather not be a billionaire, but be somebody that has a work-life balance that's comfortable, and I still get to kind of see the world. Like, I don't care if I have a mansion. Like,
yeah,
I've always said if I had to live the way I live right now for the rest of my life, I could. Now, obviously, I have bigger aspirations than that, but like, life's not that bad right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of one of those weird things. Like, people strive, and I see it every day for work. People just want to be richer than other people to be competitive.
Yeah.
It really is a competition.
It is.
And I think maybe people that don't have sports as an outlet, as far as like actually athletically, that competitiveness reaches like that type of thing where money becomes your sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I don't know. It just goes along with how everyone has a different definition of success.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, some people might think being rich and famous is like the top tier, but as long as you're happy, and I think like, again, we're getting deep and the boys are spewing, but you have to be
we're allowed to, though, because look, people talk about this stuff. Like, I think if you go on LinkedIn right now, you'll probably see 10 different posts about how do you define success.
Yeah, I don't like
how do you
that.
measure success? Okay, well, those are people doing it to promote something for themselves. We're literally just talking about our personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a different path, and it's so crazy. I think about that a lot. That's something like
dude,
like I'll be like driving on a bridge or on a highway or something at night, and like you'll just be looking at all the lights in the city, and then you're just like, wow, every single one of those people. Yeah. What is their life story?
Dude, I think about that. I'll never forget the first time I ever thought about that. I was on a plane, and looking down, it was probably like the first age where I was like cognizant enough to realize that you're literally flying above like where you live. And I remember just like looking down and feeling like, oh my God, like that is insane. Like, I remember seeing like Veterans Stadium, like I was so young.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about that, like there's cars down there. I can kind of see the cars move, like, but how is the person even like another eighth of that size? Like, it's crazy to think of.
It is wild to think about. Like, they're just bots to me.
Do you want to take this a step further? And we're just going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, go ahead.
But this is something that I think about a lot. And again, going back to somebody telling me this, my mom. So when I got Tommy John, or when I was going to try to figure out where I was going to school, I had a hell of a time trying to figure out what college I was going to. I was always hurt. I didn't figure it out till literally the last day of choosing. Mm-hmm. And I was so stressed out, and I was just so upset. Like, everybody was going through it. I mean, everybody has struggles with recruiting and stuff, but it was tough for my family too. Like, we were just grinding. But my mom literally the entire time was like, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And at the time, it's like, Jesus, like, I don't want to hear that. And I think a lot of people, like, they have that same mentality. But the more, like, these last few years and everything that's happened, it's really the truth. And it's only the truth in the sense that you have to think about it that way, or else life just doesn't make any sense. Like, every decision you make, it's a conscious decision. Like, whether right now me saying this leads to something else. Yeah. Us drinking a glass of water, that keeps us hydrated, which is then going to give us more energy later on in the day, or something else.
Yeah, butterfly effect.
Yeah,
the butterfly effect's crazy.
But it's the truth, and like if you can't understand that, it just everything is so confusing. And like, until I started thinking like that, it was tough because I was like, why the hell do bad things keep happening? Like, yeah. But it's like, no, bad things kept happening because I was doing things that kind of led to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like...
No, I agree.
It's weird, though, right? Because if you think about anything that's happened in your life, like, think about baseball. You decide to swing at an 0-1 curveball or something. You get down to the count. Next thing you know, you strike out that at-bat. Maybe one college coach only saw you at that at-bat. And if you hit a homer there, you'd be going to that school. We're never here right now. Like, literally the smallest choices, the smallest things that happen in our head, the next thing you know, it changes every single thing in your life.
Yeah, dude. It's freaky.
It is so freaky. And again, like, I almost feel like these types of conversations should happen a lot earlier, like, until, like, 'cause a lot of people don't get that realization. But, like, I feel like for kids, like, how do you tell a kid right now everything that's going on in the world, like, during their, like, childhood, and have them be able to expect to understand that?
Dude, I can't even begin to think, like, how different school is for younger kids. Like, I mean, like, because they don't have phones or anything. Well, they might at a certain age now,
yeah,
but
no, definitely.
But like, I remember, I mean, yeah, it's just like totally different.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like 9/11, like that changed things in the sense of like just stuff wasn't the same in school after and traveling, but that was completely different than this. Like, I mean, all the kids I coached, like some of them don't only get to see their friends at baseball or whatever sport they're playing. Like, it's crazy.
Sad.
Yeah, and then when they're in school, they have to wear masks the whole time. The kids hate it. Kids hate school. Kids hate school a lot even more when you're wearing masks the whole day.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah. I was just I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll actually, again, I think it's gonna make things better in the future. I think we kind of needed like a restart and to learn how to like be more efficient, honestly. And I think everybody got more efficient, hopefully, during this time.
You know what's odd to me?
What?
You come across as someone that's very optimistic. Like what you just said, you said you think it'll make things better. But then it kind of contradicts itself when you think there's more bad people in the world than good.
Yeah, but I think that good definitely overcomes bad.
Oh, okay. You
know what I mean? Like, I just
now you put me at ease.
Yeah, no.
At ease, soldier.
Yeah, I think it's more of like when it comes down to it, like people are gonna probably be nice. Like, it just depends what your definition is.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but
I just like don't want these people to all be bad.
No, I don't want them all to be bad either. But like, again, bad is not necessarily bad. Bad is just maybe not like
damn, she's bad.
Not like that. I mean, we're not going in that route, but you know, nah, I'll show you though. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I can see what you mean by contradicting it. But I'm very optimistic. I have to be.
Well, it was a good one. We spewed it.
I mean, look, we preached.
We did what we had to do.
You're welcome. Till next time.
Till next time.
Deuces.